Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So here's another deck profile update for you guys. This time it's on my hero deck. So this time it's more towards my own personal build. Last time I did a hero deck for you guys was just for the Miracle Fusion support with Elemental Hero Sunrise and Liquid Soldier. So now this build will have everything, like the evil heroes as well. So I just wanted to show you guys like how I put my deck together and yeah, that's generally it. So as you'll know, Spyrals are definitely like probably going to be one of the top decks right now. And I had to work around my strategies to deal with that because Spiral is a pretty hard deck to beat, especially when they can easily turbo out Appaloosa and Trigate Wizard. So I made some adjustments on my side deck as well just to deal with that matchup. Starting off with the main deck, of course, got to play 3 copies of Stratos. It's your main searcher, also pops spells and traps, so it's really nice. 2 Shadow Mist, definitely standard just to get access to your mass change, and also searches out any hero if it's sent to the graveyard. But you can only choose one of her effects once per turn and only once that turn. Next, I'm still running the 1 copy of Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. It's still a pretty good normal summon, so if you can actually pull this off and get an additional hero from your hand to the field, it could just be a plus. And plus his ability where if he's sent from field to the grave by a spell effect, enables you to special summon a hero from your grave. So this basically can revive Evil Hero Malicious Bane if you need to do that later on, so it's pretty nice. Next, we got the new Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. Similar to Solid Soldier, if it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower hero monster from your grave. Or if it's sent from field to the grave or banish for a fusion summon, you can draw 2 cards, but discard 1. So it's a pseudo Graceful Charity. But keep in mind, like Shadow Mist, you can only use 1 of its effects per turn and only once that turn. And the last of my elemental heroes, I'm running the 1 Honest Neos. It's really good for just to give your heroes a power boost, and there are ways you can recur him later, so I'll show you that momentarily. Alright, next for the Vision Hero package. I gotta run 3 copies of Ferris. You definitely want to see this opening hand, or search it out through the effect of Stratos. That way, you know, you can turbo out like crazy, because the Vision Heroes are just really excellent support. So if you discard a hero, you can special summon this card, and then you can place a Vision Hero to the Spell and Trap card zone, which you always go for increase. And then just keep in mind it locks you out from hero monsters from your extra deck, but that's fine. The whole deck is heroes anyway, so you should be just fine. 2 increase, an extender piece. You tribute a hero to special summon this card plus 1 additional Vision Hero from your deck. And also if you take battle damage, you can place this card from your grave back into your Spell and Trap card zone, so it's really nice. Next, 2 Vision Hero Violin. This is going to be your primary target for your increase. Lets you dump any hero, so I always like to go for Malicious. And then also searches out Polymerization for you, so Vision Hero Vion, definitely something to look into. Alright, finally, we got our Destiny Hero package. Next, we got 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious, best extender in the entire deck. I'm so glad that this card is back at 3. I just hope they don't decide to put this back at 2 in the next ban list, so yeah, it's just nuts. 1 copy of Celestial. Just for draw power, and also it's a target for your Destiny Hero Dystopia. You definitely want to be able to get advantage by burning your opponent, so that's why I like to go this route. 1 Hero Dynatag, you know, it's a good hand trap where you basically, if you're about to take battle damage, you can discard this, negate the damage, and both players take 1,000 points of damage. But I also like to mainly use it for its power boost effect, so yeah, Dynatag is still nice. 1 D Hero Plasma, it's a one-sided skill drain. A lot of decks can't seem to out this. So you definitely want to take full advantage of it. Try to bring it out as soon as you can, so that way, you know, you can just put a lot of pressure to your opponent. And as for the only evil hero I'm running, of course, Evil Hero Dust of Gold searches out Dark Calling, and just so you can make Malicious Bane with relative ease. Still sucks that this card is so expensive right now. I'm just glad I got mine before that price spike even happened. Alright, for hand traps, I'm only running 2 actually, just 2 copies of Ash, just because, you know, I don't want to see it too often, and plus, like I said, there are ways you can recur your monsters and just regain your resources, because this deck does burn out fairly quickly. So Ash Blossom, definitely just another form of disruption, that's generally it. Alright, so now we're moving on to spells. Running my main ones, 3 E-Call again. Decided to bump it back up to 3, definitely want to see your elemental heroes as soon as you can. Also searches out your Honest Neo, so that's really good. 1 Rhoda, and of course, a hero lives. Next up, 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. There's really not much for me to say about this card, that the fact that it's broken. It does lock you out from dark hero monsters from your extra deck, but that's fine. You'll generally like bring those out like later on anyway. So yeah, Fusion Destiny, a pretty busted card. 3 Mass Change, definitely want to get access to your Dark Laws as soon as you can, or any of your other masked heroes, depending on what your board needs to be set up as. 1 Polymerization, searchable. Miracle Fusion, searchable. Dark Calling, searchable. Now, these are for my Recursion, Pot of Avarice, and of course, Pot of Acquisitiveness. Basically keeps all my engines live, and that way, like, my deck doesn't burn out all of its resources too fast. So, like, once I go through, I like to recur everything, and if I need to, I can start back from square one if my opponent somehow manages to disrupt me or breaks my board in any way possible. So, yeah, definitely something to look into. Alright, extra deck. It's pretty standard for a hero deck. Got 2 copies of Cross Crusader, 1 Wonder Driver. Definitely love this card, the fact that it can restore your Polymerization or your Fusion spell cards. 1 Dread Decimator, does piercing damage and also gives your heroes a power boost. 2 Dark Law, 1-sided Macrocosmo. Mass Hero Enki, if it destroys a monster in battle, you can search out another Mass Change. Hero Blast just for Stratos. And of course, since I do have the room now, I can run Masked Hero Acid, especially because, you're going to be running Sunrise and Liquid Soldier and all that good stuff, so you'll be able to make Absolute Zero relatively easily and just blow up all your opponent's spells. So, yeah. Elemental Hero Sunrise searches out your Miracle Fusion, and whenever your heroes engage in battle, you get to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. Absolute Zero blows up your opponent's monsters if it leaves the field, so like you chain this, well, you combo this with Mass Change, make Acid, and then Acid will destroy all spells. This card will destroy all monsters. So yeah, it's a really nasty combo. Just a good way to wipe out your opponent's board before they even get a chance to link line or anything like that. For Destiny Hero Fusions, I'm running Dangerous, which I'm considering cutting just because, like, I don't really like to see it. And plus, like I said, I have ways to recur my resources so I can always keep my Fusion Destiny live. So, but generally the one I want to go to the most is Destiny Hero Dystopia. And for my OTKs, I'm running Trinity and, of course, Malicious Bane. So yeah, definitely great cards. I really love these, and I can't wait for MR5 just to see how this deck really flows. Alright, so that's it for the extra deck. Now we're moving on to side deck. So for the side deck, as I mentioned, I had to change up my side deck quite a bit just to see like what is the best way to deal with the meta. Like, we got Orcus still. Orcus is still a thing, even though they lost Harp Horror. We still got Salamangreat. Heroes is now considered meta. And now we even have the Spyrals again, which, again, I'm not a fan of Spyrals. I came back into Yu-Gi-Oh! During Spiral format, or Zodiac and Spiral format, so what a format to return to. So yeah, those decks are very annoying. So for sure, against the Orcus matchups, I'm running 3 Lantia, which is also good against Spyrals now that I think about it, because they can't bring out Sleeper. But I'm seeing a lot of people run this now in their side decks again, rather than Nibiru. 3 copies of Winged Dragon Raw Sphere, and the reason behind this is because, yeah, this card eats up your normal summon, but compared to Nibiru, when Nibiru is an effect that can actually be negated, Sphere cannot, because it's just a tribute summon. That's all it is. You're distributing 3 monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So, and plus, Heroes doesn't necessarily commit to its normal summon too much. So if you have the right extenders, you can easily avoid dealing with your normal summon and just go from there. So that's why I decided to go with Winged Dragon Raw Sphere mode. So yeah. Next, 2 copies of Gamma Seal. Similar reason for Winged Dragon Raw Sphere mode, but the reason behind this card is also like the fact that you can easily run over it with one of your big boss monsters, but you can also use it for Miracle Fusion just by banishing it as a water monster, plus 1 hero, so you can still get Absolute Zero from this card. So, and some people have actually suggested running this on the side deck now, so I figured why not. I'm also running 3 copies of Called by the Grave, only if I'm up against a deck that really uses a lot of hand traps. So yeah, Called by the Grave is definitely pretty good. For the back row, I'm running Hate Trunade, as well as Twin Twisters. You already know my theory behind Hate Trunade. This just forces the opponent to respond to Hate Trunade, so that way you can see what they're playing. And yeah, like if they can't respond to it, they basically lose everything, so boom. Alright, well, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and be sure to stay tuned for the combo video.